Well, my phone canceled the video in the middle of it, so sorry about that. What I'm talking about, I guess I'm going to speed up the conversation to get back to the point. I watched this episode of Naked and Afraid before. This was like 10 years ago, so before I was like actively training and stuff. And this couple, they were out there and like they had spent several days trying to, I'm pretty sure it was like catch food, whether it was like kill something or fish or whatever it was. And they finally get it and they finally eat. And when they do, I just remember that girl saying, I can feel the nutrients going throughout my body. Since getting into fighting, that is something I feel like I've related to several times. And I've tried to describe it to people. And not just nutrients, but like water when you're rehydrating, the same thing. But one of my favorite snacks is I'll get some turkey sticks. They're kind of like Slim Jims, but it's made of turkey. And then cheese sticks, like Colby Jack cheese. And I'll hold them together and take a bite. And that alone isn't that great. That's okay. But the trick is you chase it with some grapes. And man, that sweet with the cheese, it's like, oh, it's so good. Well, anyways, I just left the store. And like, when I got to the car, I was like, man, I got to eat some of these grapes. I got to eat some of this. Like, not just a craving. It's like I know my body wants it and needs it. It's a weird feeling. But specifically the grapes. So like, well, I'm not saying that I've taken myself to the point where I'm like outside starving. But like, there's been months at a time where like, especially working nights, all I was eating for 24 hours would be like a turkey sandwich and a handful of chips. And then really the only other calories I'm getting in is like if I eat a candy bar here and there and soda, which isn't good. So on days when I would do good and I would drink water and I'd be running, drinking water, Gatorade, stuff like that, man, I can feel, I don't know how to explain it. But when I go to refuel, like when I go to re-eat, dude, you can just feel that stuff being pulled out. Now, yesterday, I kind of got caught off guard. I ran my 5K, and dude, it's so hot where I'm at. It's so hot and humid where I'm at. It's crazy. So I'm even running these before 8 a.m., usually before 7 a.m., and it's still, whew. Well, I normally sit around 168 to 172 pounds. That's about where I fluctuate anymore. Well, I go and run this 5K, and I don't feel like I've been doing good on my diet the past week. Like, I wanted to say last time I stepped on the scale, I was 167, 168. That was sometime last week, towards the end of last week. I went out to eat at this restaurant like every day since. Like, that was my meal, was this restaurant. I think it was my only meal because it was like, it was pretty big every time. But, I mean, it wasn't bad food, but I wouldn't say it was healthy. And anyways, after I run my 5K today, I hop on the scale, or yesterday after I ran one today too, but yesterday after I hopped on the scale and it said like 161 pounds. And I was like, what? Like what? And I've been sweating like crazy. And man, I swear when these grapes, they hit my mouth, same with water right now, but there's something extra in these grapes. It's like there's a nutrient. It's like I feel better just after eating a handful of these. But man, when that juice from the grape, like, God, someone's gonna like clip this out and make me sound like an idiot. But when that juice from the grape is like going, you bite into it and it's in your mouth and then goes down your throat and you swallow, it's like, I swear to God, I feel that stuff absorbing and going into my body before it even makes my stomach. The same thing with water. When I'm really dehydrated, like yesterday after my 5K, I wasn't as bad as I've ever been, but like I was pretty bad. I can just take a water, especially if it's room temperature, and turn it up. And I swear I'm chugging that thing and I never feel it get past like right here. It's like it's absorbed in my throat and everything else. Or you know how you can, if you chug water like after a meal or something, I'll do that a lot. It's like I'll feel really thirsty after I'm done eating. You feel it hit down here. Man, there's something, I don't know. People always think I'm crazy, but I have fun with these different ideas. I guess I'm just saying there's some sort of nutrient or something beyond just like the water that's in grapes. Man, those are so good. They're so good. And they're so fulfilling. It's like right now, there's still grape in my mouth. I promise you, the nutrient that it wanted is gone. And the water's gone. Like, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, guys. I know it's crazy. But one day we'll look back on this stuff. And y'all gonna be like, man, that guy Justin was a fucking genius, god damn it. One day. You just wait.